So we're talking about representation in fiction. And D.A. Bell writes and says, my question is, was the smut promised in the blurb or the beginning of the book? So for those of you who don't know, the hashtag protect clean fiction movement, if you will, the movement is started by a teenaged author. I don't know if she's published author yet or aspiring author. But who it is, she started this thing on Instagram, Twitter, and it's more or less because she was fed up with reading specifically what the whole movement kind of started from, if I remember correctly, is because she was tired of reading YA fiction specifically. So in other words, we weren't talking necessarily about erotica itself. However, there were a lot of people from the erotica writing communities that had something to say, had a bone to pick, if you will, dare I say, with this hashtag movement. They thought that, seemed like somebody who was trying to censor them, their freedom to write such entertainment. And, I don't know if all of them realized that they were addressing a teenager at the time, which was kind of weird to read online, to see adults coming at a teenager for not wanting to read pornographic type of content. But no, it wasn't. To answer your question, it has to do with YA genre, the YA genre specifically, or category. In other words, she was fed up with reading books that were intentionally marketed to and advertised to a young demographic, which technically it says young adult. But this is why I've always said YA genre, YA as a genre is sus, period. Because, like, what does that even mean, really, when you say a book is YA? It's more of a category. I always saw it as more of a category. Young adult. And when I think young adult, really, I think it's a very, very specific age group. If we're going to say numbers wise, I would say young adult in the sense of 18, 19, 20, 21. Why do I say 18, 19, 20, 21 specifically? Because the age group of 18, 19, 20, 21 is where it's fresh out of high school. All right. That's why there's certain tropes involved with a lot of these YA stories. Thanks for that question, by the way. So there's a lot of these tropes with the YA. Okay. So it's like the characters themselves are younger. They may be in high school, like at the beginning of a series of books or something, but then they're graduating high school. They're dealing with those kind of teenage angst type of issues and whatnot. But it's supposed to be so the reader base that those books are marketed towards can grow up, come of age, if you will, alongside the characters that they're reading about, which is brilliant marketing, but it's not what it has been used for in more recent years. In more recent years, let's blame the millennial women, let's just say. So the millennial women that grew up with a lot of the YA growing up, like the Harry Potters and whatnot, they became authors themselves. And now they want to stay living in that YA time and place that they cherish from their lives, but they want to start including the more adult type themes and spicy, let's just say, type of adult type content. So which leads me to believe that, some of these quote unquote YA writers out here, they're really out of touch. That's what I get from this hashtag protect clean fiction movement, that a lot of these, YA authors out here, they're really out of touch with the youth as far as that goes. That's what I mean by that. It kind of speaks volumes, You know, when a teenager, okay, who may, you know, they're coming of age, they're full of hormones and whatnot. It takes a teenager who's full of hormones and angst to say, whoa, like we need to calm down on the smut. You know what I mean? So it's that's why I find this very amusing. So that's what it was about. It was about this teenager and saying, just sick of reading smut in YA fiction specifically, kind of having it sneak under the radar.